Money makes the world go round, the world go round, the world go round. Money makes the world go round in the most undelightful way.
Hey y'all, Joefer here, the cranky old gay guy. So today I'm going to be talking to you about money and how money makes the world go round. That's right, just like the old song goes, money makes the world go round, the world go round, the world go round. Money makes the world go round. I'm guessing it's in a delightful way, but I don't really know the lyrics. So we're going to move on past that, and I'm going to tell you why it makes me cranky. Because a lot of the world doesn't have money. And that seems really unfair. Because it's by no fault of their own, in certain circumstances, you are born into a poor family, in a poor economy, in a poor country. Why is it that you are forced to suffer in poverty, hunger, disease, while the rich countries, live a little c'est la vie attitude and do whatever it is they want to do? Do we not, as a country, as a human being, have a responsibility to those in need? Now, I'm not saying give everything you have to the poor or give people who aren't willing to work for it. I'm saying is everyone should get the same chance. I guess that's what I'm saying. If you're born into money, you are steps and steps and steps ahead of everyone who's not born into money. Okay? So when people who are super wealthy tell you that they started with nothing and had to pull themselves up by the bootstraps to succeed, don't believe them, because even if they weren't given millions of dollars to start their own business like certain politicians that we know, they did have advantages that a lot of people don't. Maybe private school, maybe luxury vacations, maybe they never went hungry, maybe they never did without, maybe they always got what they want, maybe they didn't, maybe they had strict parents, maybe a lot of things. But just the fact that they were born into wealth means they have advantages that most of the world doesn't have. And this is where greed comes in. How much money is too much money? How much is enough? Does a billionaire need to keep making money and get richer? Why can't that that billionaire, see, millionaire, that's a lot of money too, but in today's economy, you can burn through $1 million and at one point it would say that's a lifetime it's going to take to spend. Not so much anymore. You could buy a house and that $1 million gone. Okay? But if you are a billionaire, and there are a few of them floating around, once you hit $1 billion, why don't you give everything else that you make to those in need? Be that via a charity, start your own charity, or actually go out and find people who need the money and finance them. Why can't you be that angel investor in people and in communities and in families? If you have $1 billion and you keep making more, why not adopt a town? No, I'm not saying a God complex, because you're going to want to buy that town and make people do what you want. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying find a town or a community that is downtrodden and suffering, and you've got all of this wealth. You're not giving them $1 billion. They don't need $1 billion. $1 million, a few million, perhaps. But you could go in and, if you don't want the fame, do it anonymously or hire a middleman. There are plenty of people who are capable of designing a community that can be successful, and you can pay them to do this. So they would be like a town manager or something, just to go in and consult and say, hey, we've got X amount of money to spend. How do we want to spend it? Go to the community, find out how they want to spend it, make it very interactive, and let the community thrive. And you, as the billionaire, can sit back and say, I did this. Or you can sit back and say, they're doing a good job, they're not doing a good job. If you really want to excel in greed, you can take that money that you're giving the community or you're granting the community, but put it into a nonprofit foundation. That way, at least you get to write it off on your taxes. But being the billionaire that you are, you probably don't pay many taxes anyway, because you've already found a way to get around that. So cut the greed, take that money, and put back into the community. And I'm calling all you very, very wealthy celebrities to do something similar. How many millions of dollars do you need? If you're a celebrity and you're sitting on $100 million and you're, let's say, in your 40s or 50s, how much money are you going to need for the rest of your life to live in the style that you have become accustomed? Even if you never work again. How much? How much is enough? Is $100 million enough? Is $10 million enough? Is $200 million enough? If you're sitting up there in those upper areas, I'm not telling you to give all your money away, but why can't you take some of it and reinvest again in people who need it, communities who need it, organizations who need it? There are plenty out there. I mean, just look around. And I'm not saying give your money to political PACs, because that, although political PACs can be helpful in getting things through and protecting the downtrodden or the those who are not the, how do I want to put this? I don't want to say underprivileged, but I guess they would be minority positions, because unless you are in the winning political arena, be that race, color, creed, or belief systems, then you would be the minority because they're in charge, so they are the majority, regardless of how many people are involved. If they've got the power, then they are the majority in that situation. I'm saying don't give money to politics like that, because you could go grassroots and give it directly to the people instead. That's all I'm saying. And if you want those people to become activists, start an activist program in those communities and say, hey, I'm doing this and this and this to help lift this community up. And what I'd like to see is that you do this and get politically active. So once you're up at a level that is sustainable, you can stay at that level by fighting things that come to attack you, because they will. If you raise someone from the bottom up, someone at the top's going to get nervous and they're going to do something to attack that person or that group or community and push them back down. Look at civil rights and what's going on with that right now. You have a conservative group of religious folks who are gaining political power, and they are vehemently trying to take rights away from minority groups that have fought hard to get those rights. Now, why are they doing that? Because they feel threatened, maybe? Or because it shows that, I'm in power, so I'm going to do this and this to show you how powerful I am? And if these groups had been invested in and supported financially by the rich, they could better empower themselves to combat these political situations. And I'm going to call someone out specifically. I shouldn't do that, because who knows? She's a great person. I really like her. I know that she gives a lot of money to charity, so I can't speak on her behalf. But how about someone like Chelsea Handler, who I adore, don't get me wrong. And again, I don't know what you're giving financially, and it shouldn't all be on you. But perhaps get some of your wealthier friends to chime in and do the same thing, and find a community and bring it out of the gutter and put it back where it goes. And I got to pause for just a moment. Sorry about that. I had a phone call I had to answer. And I know I was on a rant. I don't know where I'm at, so I'm probably going to be repeating myself. But you get a group of wealthy celebrities who have enough money to survive for the rest of their lives, and they sponsor a town or they sponsor a community. And I don't just mean a community center. I mean they actually put the money in. If they have to hire people, that's great too. But start programs, reading programs, education programs, small business opportunity programs. Let's bring back the inner cities that are dying. Let's bring back the rural towns that are dying and make them hubs again. If you had 10 celebrities and each one of those celebrities who is wealthy, let's say they each have $500 million, they could pick towns, 10 towns across the country, and they could go into those towns, and not only if they wanted to live there, they could have a nice home there, certainly, but by putting this money back into the town, they can bring those towns back. Now, I think that would be incredible, and I think the towns would appreciate it, and I think that those celebrities, if they choose not to be anonymous, that's really good PR, and I'd love to see it. And people like super rich, Musk, Bezos. Okay, how much money do they need? The money that Bezos spent on his yacht alone, I think could have fed a small country for a year. It's probably the cost of the GDP of some of the countries outside the United States. So there's that. But he owns a company like Amazon. This is Bezos again. Amazon, just the sales portion alone. We're not talking about, and I'm just talking the day-to-day sales. I'm not talking about the KDP, which is the publishing. I'm not talking about his audio. I'm not talking about any of that. I'm not talking about his space program. But he makes enough on the Amazon portion alone, just the day-to-day sales, that he doesn't need anything else. I mean, how much money does he really need? And it's the same with Musk. Now, Musk, I don't know if he's as rich as he says he is, because I believe he probably borrows a lot of money and just is juggling all the time. And he's not paying taxes most likely either, or paying minimal taxes. And the fact that he is now going to be our in the background vice president, because he's the one that got J.D. Vance in, and he's the one who is now calling the shots as a vice president, and Trump's going to let him do whatever he wants until he outshines him, and then Trump will get rid of him as soon as Musk starts getting a lot of publicity. But he spent a lot of money on this campaign because he wants all regulations pulled, and he wants... Go back. Okay, there's a TV show called The Gilded Age, and it's about the rich robber barons and the rich industrialists and the peasants who are all striving to make a living, to survive, and try to go up in the world. He wants things to go back to that, and that's what all of this dropping regulations and all of that's what it's about. He wants a rich class and he wants a peasant class, because then the middle class will fight with the peasants trying to get to the top, and the rich don't have to worry about anything. I don't know what more I can say about him, or even Bezos for that matter, because they're not going to do that kind of stuff with their money. There was a time when Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook Meta, he stated that he was going to do something like this because he was getting a lot of bad press, lots of it. And then he decided he was going to start all these charities, and he rewrote history so he didn't seem like such a horrible person. How philanthropic is he really, and how much money has he really given out, and how much of it has been given but not really received? Like maybe gone to an organization that is owned by him, so the money really never left. I don't know. Those are conspiracies I'm not going to dive into. Don't know much more I can say on this, except my camera's going really blurry and I don't get it. Look at that. I don't understand that at all. Anyway, it's hard to watch a video when you're blurred out, and I'm just going on and on. I think that phone call must have rattled me because I lost my train of thought entirely. But that's what I got today on greed. So thank you very much for joining me today. And money does make the world go around, but money is the source of greed because there are some people who can never get enough. Now, I would like to get enough to say that I have enough, but as of yet in my life, that still hasn't happened. So I am still struggling just to make the money I need, much like probably most of you. All right, that's all I got today. I will see you all tomorrow on Sunday, and I want you all to have a wonderful, wonderful Saturday night. Bye-bye.
In a world full of greed, what to expect? What do we need? I see the chase, what we call money. I see the pain felt, it's not funny. You're not successful unless you make the green. You might be feeling like less, we all know what you mean. Cause money makes the world go round, the world go round, the world go round. Money makes the world go round in the most undelightful way. We're greedy, we're greedy. We've all become so greedy, we're greedy SOBs. The world of the world's economy, it's not an easy thing. The structure of world markets, they're designed to build up kings. We've all fallen prey to the games they play, and we believe just what they say. The time has come to break away and stop the greed to have our say. Cause money makes the world go round, the world go round, the world go round. Money makes the world go round in the most undelightful way. We're greedy, we're greedy. We've all become so greedy, we're greedy SOBs.